later down the line, or God forbid a chrono boost to fall into the hands of that character. I mean, we've seen it a million times what happens when it does. But we will just have to see what was picked here as these character picks do come out. Or rather, when we see what the awakenings are picked for these players, we do know what the characters are. The Mako is one I am interested in because it is a very good hold it down goalie. However, it is a bit of an immobile goalie, and sometimes, especially once those barriers go down and how fast the core can go, it can be a little difficult to defend sometimes without the help of your midfielder. And when you have a character like Octavia, who sometimes will have all of that speed to be anywhere they need to be, perhaps that's the defense you will need, or once that flow state goes down, perhaps that will be a point of weakness where the enemy team will look to capitalize with that mix-up potential. But right now, as we go into this game, the only thing we can say for certain is that there are aerials and twin drive picked up by a lot of these players, and we will just have to see how the cards unfold.
Yeah, I think big focus on Katone and Fiery, the brawlers, how well they can perform individually here, because they will have to perform. This midfield is looking very scary. The Kai will be running around, of course, in the Estelle and Octavia. Very, very good picks on Oni Village, Zay Forever, and Water Fury combined for an early KO on Tony. That is the Kazan going down. That is Firyu. But Natty, what a play. Dribbling it up, dribbling it down away from Firyu, winning the strike war as well. The perfect hold from Natty, but how much longer can they keep it going? Well, the answer so far is quite far, because they're still keeping this point under control, as now Forgotten Katone pushing up. Still looking for this barrier here, but like you said, when the barrier is up, that Mako goalie, very, very solid at defending, and Water Fury not even coming close to using that core flip.
No need to bat an eye yet for these players, but with that core flip being slammed through, Zay Forever making their name known in this game with the first goal. A big opportunity here. That Octavia, that's XP that you're getting. That's pick priority in the draft. So even if you lose this round and you get into later rounds, you still have that higher XP that's going to give you more opportunities to get the things that you want and be less contested by characters like Kai and Estelle. However, it's the barriers that are contested here as both fall down. Forgot has the flip available. Zay trying to keep that secondary up, however, a great evade by Katone to avoid the ultimate. They weren't scared of the damage, they were scared of the flow state, and the order of things are flowing in their favor now as 1-1 it is tied up. A flip available for Forgot, the energy high on Natty, and the only person with high energy on the other team is Fiery, who's just about there, but could be the next target of Katone's onslaught.
Yeah, a little bit of lore. This Natty guy is a bit of a Norms warrior. Not even really a ranked player before dipping toes into competitive along with Cosmic Calamities. I mean, sometimes you fight a completely random Norms player and they're NASL level, and we're seeing that right here with Natty who is pushing up, gets a barrier, down to Forgot. Not quite getting the passing play through, but that's still a barrier in the bank for Cosmic Calamities if they can check it out here. Katone going for the strike war win, but Water Fury holding on. Of course, Water Fury winning CCL with UCLA, along with 3Z Breezy and Grimella, two familiar faces that we saw earlier on in the day. Both of them picking up wins, actually, so Water Fury will be trying to do the same. But right now, Katone very low. Fiery looking for the KO confirmed, but Katone unstaggers. Okay, I did not expect Katone to be unstaggered there, but that does mean that the barrier advantage is firmly in the hands of the Cosmic Calamities. Forgot looking for a play, but Zay Forever solid on the defense for now, but Natty solid as well with the barrage.
A great barrage there off of the eject button, but the barrage onto this barrier has taken it down. Fiery, a great pass to them off of that core flip by Zay Forever. Great awareness, just sends it straight down into that bottom side, as now Water Fury does have a flip available, and the energy not quite in their favor, but with that flip to give them time to build it back up, perhaps it will come back around. One thing to note here is Katone, while they are making some excellent plays, they have very low health base just because of the changes to Kazan, and that's causing them to take a lot of pressure here. Even something like that Mako primary into the flip, they're at very low HP, and when you have a character like Rasmus, who maybe not the best at racking up the damage, but insane at securing the kill, just like that, the player goes down. And although Forgot is healthy with a lot of energy, and Natty is there, full health, high energy, the energy is in the favor of Zay Forever slamming that goal in and getting another point for their team, and it's looking like they're going to have pick priority on this draft, a very scary spot. where Octavia, a character you want to shut down in these drafts, it is the first draft and they are getting the first pick, and Quick Strikes is what they are picking up.
Very, very scary here. This Octavia is about to go to an even further level of core control. Of course, plenty of good awakenings left later in the draft, but Unstoppable, very fine pickup here. Denies it later on, and of course incredibly good against any sort of Estelle pressure, against any sort of hit stun. Water Fury is going to be holding for even longer here. And I gotta say, after this, the Demon sub roster, they might be in it to win it. They are looking very, very good, and of course after that draft, they have a solid advantage as well.
A good first round, but we can't quite count this team out yet. It is just the first round, and this offense is not looking like their first rodeo, as they do get one barrier, but Kotone getting both with that crooked leverage to pick up the second one. Great offense by them. As now Fiery is looking to make a play here, but Zay Forever not quite in position. And here we see that weakness of Mako being a bit of a slower character, like we mentioned earlier. Not quite able to get up to the core, which gives Kotone time to hit that slip and slide up there, hook the core in, and just go for that strike war, which they win beautifully as they get that point.
Right, and if they can get some good awakenings here, it would be really huge for Cosmic Calamities, especially the speed. They need to contest Zay Forever here, who is just flying, but without duration increase on the flow state, still manageable is this Octavia. So Kotone and Forgot just need to find the window to find the offensive pressure, and Natty pulling the trigger on the barrage quite reliably here. Very, very good, but that is Forgot going down, and Natty can't quite reach the core. A flip from Zay Forever to the top side, deflected away by Natty for the moment. But once again, Fiery with the crossfire. The pendulum swing will secure it. It's 1-1, but it's a confident 1-1 in the favor of Demons RAAAAHH.
Swinging back in their favor for sure. The 1-1. We're in a bit of an even state, but the energy is not so even with two flips available here. But the barriers have been evened up as well. One thing I want to note on that last round, Fiery made a great use of that ultimate to hook the goalie out of the way. If they can keep scoring barriers like that in the situation where they're not quite up there to get the goal, but they can still participate, that really just shows the power of Rasmus on this map. However, Zay Forever not quite able to make anything happen with that ultimate, and that's going to be one less tool to keep this flow state up now, as perhaps they'll be looking for something like even just a rapid fire to keep the flow state up further, but it is a rapid fire into the topside blast zone as Fiery secures yet another kill. We mentioned it earlier, that character able to secure kills like it is nothing, and with Kotone playing a character that has very low base HP, even though they have Adrenaline Rush, they're the one being killed.
Yeah, Kotone being taken out is pretty bad, especially on Oni Village, a map all about that core control, and Water Fury is holding on to this barrier so reliably. What a solid goalie performance by him on the Mako here, and still has the flip available just in case. Not even looking like the barrier's going to go down, but it manages to do so. The fast core just enough as Kotone and Forgot, a bit of miscommunication. They're trying to find the play here, whether it be damage pressure or the goal, and a flip finally burned away from Water Fury. Big opportunity for Kotone here if Forgot can get a pass through, if Natty can find an opportunity, but Zay Forever is positioning so well. Fiery gets it past two, and Forgot and Natty can't hold Fiery as it's 2-1. They're one goal away from another set win.
Notable thing there, the barrage did come out, but it doesn't have a hitbox on the character himself. It comes out from in front of him, and Fiery able to make use of that, using that whiplash to send it straight through Natty while they're stuck in the animation, unable to strike. A great goal by them, but with both barriers going down, it looks like another goal could be presenting itself here, as Water Fury hasn't had to do much this round.
Yeah, and Fiery now to the bottom side, contesting against Natty, and Kotone will get it out of there with the maddening descent, a barrier earned by Forgot. Kotone and Forgot need to find a way to find the offense here, because Natty's doing their job on defense, but this barrier is just staying up. Water Fury is holding for what seems like forever, and when the barrier finally goes down, there's Zay Forever with the flow state, with the flip, with the shot, with Fiery, with the mix-up. Almost getting the goal, but not quite. Natty not getting mind game there with the flip available, trying to find an opportunity but ejecting back, and now Natty in a bit of a tough spot. Forgot blinking it back. Kotone trying to find a dribble, but Zay Forever wins the midfield strike war again, halting the offense once again from Cosmic Calamities. Forgot, this is your chance, this is your moment, but Zay Forever will stop it. Natty with the flip to the top side will take it himself. I mean, this Natty guy just might be solo carrying Cosmic Calamities at the moment.
I don't know about you. I see no nerves here from Natty, only confidence as they stroll up to that goal and get a goal with that core flip. A great play by them. Even in the face of these players who, sure, it may be a sub-roster, they are not by any means performing at a level under what they should be. They recognize that these players, well, they aren't the main roster, are still good, and Natty is giving it their all here, as we see, as they get those goals for their team, and the pressure, even with the net being pretty unprotected there, they walked straight up and just had the confidence that they can make something happen. But Kotone, one thing we need to see from them, I feel, is there's a lot of times where Fiery is not hitting these death touches, which is good on Kotone. Great awareness and great maneuverability to stay out of the way of those. However, once that hook is gone, even if you're low, you need to make those opportunities happen, and they are making sure that they get every opportunity they can. But sometimes it's difficult, especially when you have a player like Fiery flipping in front of your net.
And Fiery, what a crazy strike war win against 3 people, against the vertical strike of Kotone as well. That is Demons Raw taking another set despite the heroics from Natty. And now the situation gets a little bit dire. There's so many good awakenings on the board. Rampage going to be picked up by Fiery, and plenty drop down for the Octavia to feast on. Stacks or Catalyst or Orb Dancer or Rapid Fire or anything here. It's a bit of a question, but we'll settle on the Catalyst. We'll prefer that extra energy. Orb Dancer though, Natty, that's a huge pickup, gives Natty much more agency. And although that the double energy on the Octavia might be game winning, I think that additional speed from Natty might be the extra offense that Cosmic Calamities needs.
There's only really one point of contention I have with this draft, and that is that Fiery had a Stagger Awakening already, but opted to not take the reverb there to stack that up. Size, a notoriously powerful stat on Rasmus, able to make the most out of it with every part of their kit other than the Death Touch. However, with this being a double barrier map, I suppose if you are the one guaranteeing these barriers, you'll be able to stack that up quite quickly and have presence. However, Quick Strike's Catalyst getting to Octavia is a scary situation, just as it is with this net being wide open for both teams.
Yeah, Natty now, a bit of a tough spot, but that hasn't stopped the Kai before, right? Got that goal in the last set with the open net, but right now it's all Zay forever. Looking to be a bit of a threat here, building up that energy as well as Fiery. But Natty's there with the flip all the way around the world, but Kotone doesn't quite get the read against Water Fury, who still has the flip available, still has that defensive insurance, and Zay forever stuffed away. And the crossfire from Zay and Fiery, they will not be denied despite the deflection on the flip. Their offense is unrelenting, and they are 2 goals away from taking this first game.
Beautiful collapse there with the Octavia primary on top of everything that Fiery had done to set up that play. Even though the flip didn't make it through, they just kept the pressure up, like you said, unrelenting, showing no signs of weakness here. As they're up a point, Fiery, though, looking for an opportunity to score the next one. As one barrier goes down, they're starting to stack up this size. They are already at 2 stacks of Rampage. Couple more and they will be a major force on this field, but Kotone, having taken the recovery drone, has already gained their size and is showing just how much pressure they can put out here as both barriers go down. Forgot has flip available, Kotone as well. Fiery contesting, but Zay forever looking a little low. Perhaps we could see this flip come out for a kill here as they're trying to end this round before that can happen.
Oh, but Forgot barely stays alive, and now flip available for Kotone. Trying to get a goal here top side, but despite the missed strike from Water Fury, it'll just be a tiny bit off target. A tiny bit off target means no goal, means a barrier taken from Fiery, and almost a snipe by Water Fury on the other side. Bit of chaos. The Cosmic Calamities need to pull it together here, as Fiery is proving to be a bit of a menace in the midfield, halting the play and buying time for Zay forever to get back. That's a kill on Forgot. Cosmic Calamities need to find a way back into this game, because right now they're panicking a little bit. Natty's still on the defense, but the offense... Oh, Fiery disconnects.
Oh, no.
Well, it's looking like they're playing the point out, as the rulebook states. And Natty to Kotone, looking for the goal here. And they managed to get it past Water Fury. And this will be the pause.
I believe that is most likely the best way to handle that situation, is just play out the point like the rulebook says. That way, once you recognize, oh, there is something happening, we can take a pause at the start. What this is going to cause, though, is depending on how long this takes, we could start the round in overtime. We could start with full orbs on the field. There could be a lot of variables that pop up here, and especially with someone like Natty having that orb dancer, if things keep up this way, that could be a lot of presence that they get to have just because we're taking a bit of a technical pause here. But one thing I want to talk about is Forgot with this stacks on stacks has just been reset at 10 stacks right now. Not quite where you want to be. However, we mentioned earlier that this Octavia Ultimate is not something you're typically using for damage. It's something that you're using for the sake of keeping that flow state up or trying to shove the core into a specific spot. But there, they managed to get a great kill. But unfortunately, with that disconnect, it was just not quite enough. Perhaps if the recovery drone had gone to Forgot, that would have been a different story. But thankfully, it's on a character that can make the most out of it. But with those stacks being gone, we'll just have to see if they can keep up. But that is one point, is Forgot has aerials and stacks on stacks. That's a lot of presence in the field. Natty has aerials and orb dancer. That's a lot of presence on the field. Kotone has twin drive and size. They have made their presence known on this field for sure. Although Zay has a ton of energy here, they aren't able to make the most out of their flow state at times just because they lack the speed. And then Water Fury has some very strong awakenings overall, but nothing with inherent cohesion. Like, it's not like you're seeing extra special plus spec training on an X, you know, or something along those lines, or like this quick strikes into Catalyst on Zay. You don't have a solid identity for your kit yet, so maybe something like a Primetime could squeeze that together. But right now, we are just waiting for the player. Natty doing a couple laps around the field. We'll just have to see what comes up.
Yeah, and I think it's a very interesting thought, especially with the overtime. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Apparently, Fiery's power flicked a little bit, and now's my time to advise everyone that UPSs are kind of good. They're kind of good when the power goes out. Of course, they're also kind of expensive, but yeah, no, I don't know where I was going with this.
Well, Saya, what is a UPS? I thought that was the mail system.
Well, it also stands for uninterruptible power supply, so it's like a battery backup for your computer. That's about it. Wow, and Fiery's back! We're so back!
Fiery's back! Big! But, alright, as we are in overtime here, that is going to make this Kazan a bit more powerful with these strikes. As the core goes up, the rally begins, and a quick barrier is taken. Zay has flip, and so is Water Fury, but both the barriers gone. The flip burned. This is going to be a quick round as the core is moving exceptionally fast now. And Kotone looking to build up that flip potentially as it gets back to them. They have that barrier. They're trying to get some damage to heat it up, but Water Fury unable to connect there with the primary. Kotone getting a quick goal there. 1-2. An unfortunate circumstance led to that round. However, we're here now in the new one. All we can do is play it out the best we can.
Yep, and with Natty having flipped, this is a big opportunity for Cosmic Calamities to get back in the game. There's still many powerful awakenings left in the draft for them to take or deny. And Kotone now on the top side looking for the core, but Natty will be the one tasked with the defense here, rushing forward, trying to find an angle for maybe a possible flip. But it'll be Fiery on the bottom side. Forgot with the strike war, though. Former goalie will win those strike wars and make sure those barriers will be staying up with the flip burned on defense. Water Fury getting a little harassed by Kotone and the bottom barrier falling. Zay forever with the flow state with the flip available, but it's just deflected away cleanly by Natty and Forgot. And Kotone finds a kill on Water Fury while everything's happening on the other side of the map, and now Natty's pushing up as well. The barrier taken, a pass up, Forgot, sniped to the bottom side, but the opening goal gates will deny the goal, but still a flip available. Potential final point of the set here, and they need to find it still, but Water Fury's been a bit tricky to score on. Kotone now on the bottom side, and Fiery's disconnected again, but it looks like they're just going to have to play this point out because, well, what else can you do?
So I'm even seeing Zay do a little bit of teleporting there. It is unfortunate when you have the circumstance where a player loses power, but like we said earlier, you just have to play it out a bit. And this is the worst time for your power to go out because now this is where the draft is happening after this round. It's not like we can just take a pause, play in overtime. Everybody's going to get their pick of the litter on this draft, and unfortunately, you don't get a say in it anymore.
Yeah, on the bright side, like the you know, like the bright side of a really bad situation. Castle Aster Chrono Boost guaranteed for this Octavia. So
big.
Yeah, that's pretty big. That's something at the very least. But on the other hand, yeah, that sucks. Fiery's gone again, and
ooh, you know, I don't like that pickup of the Among Titans. I believe. Oh, they were. I'm surprised they were able to get their pick in. The reason I didn't like the Among Titans pick is if you're forgot, you have the opportunity to take something on the lower end of the draft bracket, and then when they auto reconnect, they will get, I believe, whatever the first awakening was. They could have forced Fiery to have Among Titans, and as Rasmus, that's such a handicap to have on you, because losing that size is like kind of your whole identity, especially when you already have that Rampage available. But with Might of the Colossus being picked up here, that's going to be a good thing for them. But unfortunately, that's the only good thing about this situation, is they are now down a point. And if Fiery keeps disconnecting, we could unfortunately see this series come to a close much quicker than we expected.
Yeah, and Natty now on the defense. But you got to watch out, because they forever got Chrono Boost on a silver platter, right? So this Octavia looking scary, but not if Natty finds the perfect snipe. One shot for the KO. And that is the Octavia gone for 5 more seconds here. Natty to Katone trying to find a passing play, but maybe Natty will have to take it themselves as Forgot on the top side. But Zay forever respawns and the barrier still stands. A great defensive performance from Water Fury, who has been holding on so well on this Mako.
Chrono Boost was on a platter, but their head was on a pike as they did go down there. But both barriers go down here as Fiery make that offense come to life. As now Katone looking a little low, but has that recovery drone to back them up. But down it goes. That's one less defensive layer that this team has to keep their offense alive. And with this Ensnare Drums holding it in place for the enemy team, while it saved the immediate goal, they have to fish this out. And with Zay forever being low, Flip available has to make something happen here.
Yeah, great drop back by Forgot to nullify the hook from Fiery. And now the offense really gets to start. The speed coming into play from Katone. Bottom side, trying to slip it past Water Fury. But the primary will be good, forcing Natty to drop back. Tough situation, a flip burn. Great play by Fiery. But a flip strike will secure the goal, but not in the way that Cosmic Calamities wanted. Great plays by Fiery and Water Fury to make it a little scary, but Cosmic Calamities 2-0 up, looking to send us to a 5th set.
Looking indeed for a 5th set, and what that could entail, though, is more scaling for this Octavia, so you do have to be careful, because even if you win the round, you might not win the war if they get one more piece. They are already so strong with this Chrono Boost, and with the energy they are being given. Almost add another flip here. This is such a tough situation, and another flip is available. But Katone needs some health available to keep alive in this round as the onslaught continues. Zay back able to evade, but down goes Katone. Another kill on the table. Right now, Fiery's just looking for an opportunity with this flip, but Zay not able to follow up there. The defense was exceptional by Natty and Forgot, and now with this player coming back to life, we'll have to see if their chances in this round can as well.
I thought Shape was going to be the best goalie performance we saw today, but it's actually Natty who has been on point every single defense, not letting a single goal go for free, defending every flip it feels like. Even another flip here, but Natty has the barrage. Tough situation, but picks the right side, but that one's a little bit too tricky as Zay forever with the perfect follow-up off Fiery's pass. It's 1-2, and it's still looking very winnable for the side of Demons Raw, despite the scaling, despite the additional gameplay coming out from Cosmic Calamities. But we'll have to see. This kickoff, though, really well played from Katone to maintain possession, but they snipe it. They find a barrier early, and barriers early are so good against the Kai goalie, who really wants to use them as resources to keep on pushing forward. And good strike where wins from Zay forever will prevent the top barrier from going down. But Katone with the hook, with the strike, perfectly timed, and some more offense coming in to flip. Bottom side, Water Fury gets the timing, but Natty's now pushing forward. Top side, Forgot as well, trying to burn as many resources as possible as Katone will just jump up and Forgot in there, but Water Fury with the reaction time will keep this goal under control. Natty, though, has flip available, needs to rush forward, needs to find some value here, and will try to do so here as Forgot gets taken out. Dodging away from the Ensnare Drums is Natty, trying to find a good position to flip, but Fiery will outplay there and will go in, but the pendulum swing is stopped by the opening goal gates, and that small difference might change this game as Cosmic Calamities are going in. Good defense by Water Fury, but Katone one step ahead. We're heading to set 5.
This Kazan character can make so many things happen that seem like they should have. That clear looked like it was good, and then the hook comes through. Just such a great performance by Kotone, even with the pressure applied to them. That recovery drone going down, their health bar going down. When they are given the opportunity, they make the most of it, and that is what we are here to see. Heavy impact getting picked up here. That's going to be a bit more damage. Specialized training. This is going to lead to those situations where Kotone was already treading a thin line. This is going to be a lot more damage going that way to secure those kills. Orb Ponderer pickup here to go with the Orb Dancer. I feel like this is the second time we've seen this here now, as a couple other Awakenings picked up with this extra special. Maybe those Snare Drums will help hold it down against Forgot. However, they pick up the Stinger here, as that's going to be a bit more damage. Perhaps they're looking to apply pressure onto Zay here, but it looks like both of the forwards are getting a little beat up here. Both of them pretty low. The energy is high. Zay forever bullying this goalie around, saying, get out of my way. And with the flow state available, we'll have to see if they can get the second barrier, or if theirs are going to be the ones that come down, as Kotone is on this onslaught of an offense. But with a player Forgot going down, Zay forever with a flip available, flow state available, there's just so much you have to get through on the defense. And when you're a player down against players of these caliber, that is not something you can do alone, no matter how well Natty's been playing up until this point.
Yeah, Zay forever's navigating the situations very well, being the aggressor instead of the one taking damage here. And although Natty does have that double orb combination that's so powerful, we haven't really seen Natty being able to fly because he's just been forced on defense over and over. It's just a Demon's Raw in position with the pressure, and Kotone is forced to drop back to help out. And Forgot, though, creating a scary situation for Water Fury, but the Mako has enough resources. Natty pulled back, almost has the flip available, but the orbs run out, and they really don't want to use a flip here, but Kotone uses their own for nothing. Another flip, Water Fury down to Kotone, a pass found, but actually, whoa, popping the recovery drone while getting KO'd. Definitely a decent value there, as Water Fury just holding on so well on this Mako, making it so difficult for Kotone and Forgot to find this offense. Finally goes down, but it took them until overtime, and Zay Forever and Fiery have been much more successful here. A flip burned away from the angle that Fiery could grab it with the flip of, as Forgot goes up as well. But this offense is not coming through for Cosmic Calamities. Finally, a good shot by Kotone, winning the strike war, as well as 1-1. But Fiery has flip. Forgot almost does as well, but Fiery having it is so scary. We've seen those barrier takes into flip into goal so many times.
One thing that I'm loving seeing here is Natty on this offense. When their team is alive and pressing the point, they get that Orb Dancer stack with the eject button and fly onto the scene, and sometimes even take the enemy goal orb just so that they can try to apply even more pressure and keep things alive. But right there, the barrier is the thing that dies, but Kotone is looking next as they are low. 2 flips available here. That's going to be a lot of opportunity, but Water Fury just barely not able to reach. But Zay Forever, a great save, great awareness. But now with them having no energy, that could be a lot of pressure applied to them soon. But we'll just have to see if they can make something happen on this power play. The player's down for 2 more seconds. They're back up now. We'll have to see what can happen. This extra special, making great use of it. The pendulum swing, making good work of Forgot's health bar. But we'll just have to see if they can stay alive and keep this point going, or whether or not Natty is going to be on the scene here with this Orb Dancer trying to make something happen.
Yeah, Water Fury has flip available, so Natty's got to be very careful here. Fiery as well, such a threat, and Zay Forever, of course, as Forgot gets taken out. Tough situation for Natty as the hit stun comes in, but it's not quite enough. Good defense by Kotone as well, hooking the core out of the bottom side and making it easier for Natty to defend, but it's still a tough spot. The barrage will keep it away for a moment. The flip available to the bottom side, baiting the flip of Zay Forever. Well played by Natty, but can they get the point? Can they convert is the question. Forgot pushing forward, past the Kotone attempted, but the hook won't be in time. Another pendulum swing to accelerate the core, and Kotone to the top side. A good strike shot by Water Fury. Good flip as Natty sends it up, but Fiery keeps it under control. The barrage will scatter the pellets across the field as Kotone is trying to find one opportunity to find a conversion on the pass. Natty with the good clears. Bottom side, Forgot to Kotone, looking to find this goal. A patient dribble past Water Fury, and Cosmic Calamities are 1 goal away.
That looked like a little bit of indecisiveness there on Fiery. That last play, as it just slipped past them. So many things to cover. Eventually, they're going to find a way through on this map this wide and with speed this high. But it is the lives of the players that are being taken, not just the barriers. As both forwards go down here, Water Fury and Zay are looking to hold this defense, but Natty is moving so fast. Both barriers are topside here. Zay is looking to keep up that flow state, but just can't seem to manage to do it there with a great evade. The barriers are down, but the hopes are not.
Yeah, the good defense, the blink back from Forgot to make sure the barrier, the goal will not be taken by Demons RAAAAHH. Forgot and Katone on the bottom side trying to push forward, but Fiery is such a menace, so much control over the field, and don't forget Zay Forever with the flow state, Fiery with the pendulum swing. We're headed to set 5.5, and Endar, this could go either way. The energy is about even, and both teams have been performing.
You know, we said earlier that this map could lead to some long games. Now we are in it for the long haul at set 5.5. This is a scary spot if you are these teams, because this is just the first game. If you are set 5.5 in this situation, this is a huge moment for you. If you win this, this puts you so far ahead, gives you a whole set to play with. But that said, neither side is going to give an inch here as Zay uses that flip. But Fiery, the energy looks good on them, but also on Forgot. However, Water Fury has been...
Wait, Natty's down!
Defense.
The orb stacks are gone!
Down, though.
Yeah.
But Kotone managing to hold it down. Forgot had to burn their flip just to keep the pressure alive.
Oh!
With Kotone's going down and their health bar, Forgot unable to strike the core. That is going to be 0.3 set 5. This sub roster is looking fierce.
The sub roster doesn't matter. Demons RAAAAHH still taken, and in the critical moment, Natty tried to be the difference, but just got taken out there. Fiery, such proactive plays, and Zay Forever maintaining the flow state. When it mattered most, they clutched up.
Ooh. What a game. That, so many plays just back and forth that really highlighted the value of these players, just how amazing they are at this game. Natty had some great run-ups and no pressure on them, it seemed, but at the last moment they fall, and so does the game for their team. However, Demons RAAAAHH being up one game does not mean they have won this war yet. There is still a lot more Omega Strikers to play. But with those pickups there, it seemed like the team comp I felt was better for Cosmic Calamities, but it actually worked out for Demons RAAAAHH here. Octavia, a character that can be a bit polarizing. However, Zay Forever piloting it excellently. We'll just have to see how this goes in the future games, as we're going to Taiko Temple next. Some of these characters I don't think are the best on that map, so we'll have to see what kind of character swaps they make to adjust for the situation.
Yeah, we will have to see, as yeah, it's a tough spot. Cosmic Calamities losing on their own map pick, and now we're heading to Taiko Temple, a map that's much more volatile, a lot scarier for Cosmic Calamities. This is not a great spot for them. This is a nightmare situation. This is a win that they needed to have under their belt, especially for later on in the season. But Demons RAAAAHH, Water Fury, Fiery, Zay Forever, they are looking solid.
Solid they are indeed. However, we can't count out Cosmic Calamities quite yet. But I don't believe we know what the Awakenings or character draft is looking at quite yet. I believe that's still being figured out. However, if we look at the stats for that previous game, I mean, Zay Forever, over 300 redirects. That midfield presence by them was noteworthy. Forgot, however, previously a goalie, now midfielder, almost matching them with around 300 redirects of their own. By no means a slouch, even on a new position here. So I don't think there's a particular area where one team is dominantly stronger than the other. I think there's just a ton of give and take in these games, and eventually something has to crack. And that last round, it was just that one death that led to the set 5.5. However, this endurance test of Oni Village is now over, and we're going to be going to Taiko Temple here, where rounds are going to be a little bit faster, your reflexes are going to have to be high, and after spending that long of a game, that high octane of a game, you've really got to make sure that you're on your toes for this next one. Maybe you need to get hydrated. Maybe you need to take a second to shake out the wrists, you know? But no matter what happens, I think if we get another game like that coming our way, we're in for some good times.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is also the compositions. We're seeing the draft come out right here. And that is Natty's Mako. Of course, very solid on the Kai, but I think I've seen them on the Mako much more, and especially on a map like Taiko Temple, it's looking good for them. They're actually picking the Rasmus and the Juno to pair with it. A little bit confusing is they're really going for comfort pick here, especially on the Rasmus for Tony, but Rasmus not the greatest pick on Taiko Temple. I think from pure draft alone, I would have to favor Demons RAAAAHH quite a bit.
Well, when we look at these two team comps, we have to consider that Demons RAAAAHH definitely has the creation side down. Creation's notably on this map one of the main things that teams like to focus on. You see a lot of characters like Atlas and Dubu, like we see here, being picked up. Zentaro, a great forward on this map, just because once you get stuck in that pocket, they just have so many ways to just force it through and keep it in that pocket. And that just means a ton of damage coming out. Now, should they get Monumentalist, can just close down a lane by themselves at any given moment. However, Catalyst being a pickup here, I think on that Juno, that's going to be a lot of early energy, especially from that ultimate. The ability to just put down a bunch of blobs. People are going to have to step on them because there's nowhere else to stand. And so that's going to be a ton of energy going to them. But we will have to see how they hold it down. The Asher ban, a character that I see Natty on a lot and that I know they are confident in, and a great pick on this map. That being taken away from them, the Mako will just have to see how they do here, as now I believe it is Water Fury on this Dubu, a character that I've seen them play a good bit. And by no means a slouch on that character. I think as far as team comps are concerned, Demons RAAAAHH I have a bit more of a gaze at. However, we'll have to see Forgot on this Juno, how that comes to life here in these rounds.
Well, we'll have to see the Forgot Juno. A lot riding on the shoulders of that guy, as Fiery taken low early, but the damage I don't think will be a factor this early on, and after a long game like that, it's definitely hard to adjust, but these players seeming like that they aren't missing a beat, and Natty continuing to defend very well as usual, especially with the angles, making sure to maximize the distance to get the strike cooldown back and just clearing it away with the Mako secondary as well to accelerate the core. Brilliant defense from Natty as they're trying to bait out the flip from Fiery. They manage to get it out, but they do lose the barriers in the process. Still a tough spot here for Cosmic Calamities, as Demons RAAAAHH are looking good. They lose a barrier on a roll from Water Fury, but Katone and Forgot have flips, need to spend them, but it's still so tough because they Forever and Fiery looking solid in the midfield.
A thing to note here is every single player has taken Catalyst here. If you're a character like Rasmus or Zentaro, Rampage was the other pick, so that's one size awakening down that could have been a later pickup. But with everybody getting all this energy, we see Katone with a flip, Natty halfway there, Water Fury almost there, Zay Forever building one of their own. So there's a ton of energy coming out here. So we'll just have to see whether or not which team can make the most of that energy. But right now, Katone's making great use of that middle section, getting some excellent angles to get that barrier. However, on the back foot here is the side of Demons RAAAAHH as Fiery goes down. And they had a ton of energy built up there. And so that kill is going to be a huge tempo swing in the favor of Cosmic Calamities. We'll just have to see if they make the most out of it.
Definitely trying to do so, as this barrier still staying up. Water Fury with the defense. And Natty, on the other hand, maintaining it as well. Empowered strike available, flip available. But Katone finds the pendulum swing, finds the opportunity. This is a much slower paced Taiko game than most we have so far, but Zay Forever on the now. So much presence with those primaries, making sure that the midfield is under control and that Katone won't be getting the core anytime soon. Zay Forever again, still maintaining control in the midfield as the slimes come out, but Forgot slimes can't get past the now. And a flip available for Katone, almost gets it past. Zay Forever with the save, Water Fury with the last second strike. Demons RAAAAHH still maintaining their defense here despite the barriers being down, and Natty forced to make some hard defensive calls, but still managing to keep this barrier alive. Now Katone on the other side, flipping possibly for this goal, but Water Fury just zones it away. But a good slime pass from Forgot up to Katone punishes the strike from Zay Forever, evens up the game.
That was a fantastic pass off of that slime, making sure to not let the AI take over and manually control it, something that you have to do on Juno. Something that can be a little difficult at times, especially when you have players surrounding them. You don't know which ones are going to get popped, which ones are not. But Forgot their excellent awareness, able to make the most of it. Katone, though, getting a weird bounce there, sending it back to their own half. But oh my goodness, the flip gets a kill, and there goes another off of the middle. This is a 3v1 power play. At this point, this just feels like pleasantries.
Feels a little bit like bullying even, but Water Fury has a flip, sends it away, but that bounce isn't what you want, Water Fury, but still manages to defend enough time for Zay Forever to get back. Same with Fiery as well. And despite one barrier going down, this is a much better situation than you'd expect from a 1v3 power play. The Slimes kind of interrupt that play a little bit, kind of bog up the speed of it, and now Cosmic Calamities need to find a way in, and that pendulum swing is that way in. The barrier's down, Forgot going forward, but still unable to find the goal so far. A lot of meter being built up, though. It is a Catalyst start after all, but a lot of ways to block the flips. That's what I really like about the composition of Zentaro, Now, and Dubu. All three have very good tools against the core flip, especially on a Catalyst start, but they're also incredibly low at the moment. A good flip by Zay Forever, down to Fiery. The primary will catch the flip from Natty, and it's 2-1 in the favor of Demon's RAAAAHH.
I mean, you just mentioned it, the ability to stop those core flips with multiple abilities, and that primary, they're doing a great job stuffing it out and getting a point for their team. However, at the moment, it seems like they might need tools to stay alive, because if that damage keeps up the way that we saw the previous round, that could spell disaster later on, especially once the scaling is up. And with both barriers down, we might see this go to a 0.5 here, as Katone, looking to make something happen with the help of Forgot, is not quite able to. Natty a little low on energy. We'll have to see if they can do something, but Fiery low on health and energy, and Forgot looking potentially for a kill with that flip, but Zay Forever, great awareness, denies it with the ultimate, getting that extra health in. The pendulum swing does not quite swing in their favor, as right now this core is in the middle of the field. It could go either side, and it goes straight through Zay Forever instead.
Good flip from Forgot, good shot, as Zay barely not able to build up that flip in time to make the reaction possible. It's 2-2, it's 0.5, and this game has been close throughout. The Demon's RAAAAHH looking to perform here, but a great ensnare drums by Natty to nullify the flip. But there will be many more. Katone building up their own here, and the Slimes proving to be a bit of an obstacle for Water Fury. Katone now looking to find one hit into a flip maybe after the goal. It's tough because Katone is being chipped down now and could be taken out if not careful, but saves Zentaro. Fiery gets stuck on the Tofu Fortress and is unable to deal that last bit of damage onto Katone, and that might actually matter quite a bit here because now Katone gets to use the flip.
The flip is burned, but these barriers are still up. Forgot building a flip of their own, Zay and Fiery on the way, so the offense might shift towards the side of Demon's RAAAAHH very soon. However, we're seeing these ensnare drums come out to contest these flip situations. So maybe we'll see an extra special come out as a pick for Natty, which you really don't want a character like Dubu to have it on this map. But with the way they're playing and denying these flips beautifully, that might be a piece that they get to complete the puzzle that is winning this game. But with the barriers down, maybe they don't need that piece. Maybe they just need a couple extra hits to secure this.
But there are hits all around. A good flip by Water Fury recognizes that you need to flip there. Tough situation. Forgot gets the save to Natty, but manages to save it away. Cosmic Calamity staying alive here, and Katone with the pull up to the top side. Water Fury's Tofu Fortress not in time. Brilliant defensive plays by Forgot, but that was like on a razor's edge. That could have gone in the favor of Demon's RAAAAHH very, very easily. The Cosmic Calamities barely get out of there and are rewarded with the Might of the Colossus on the Rasmus, but that set was incredibly close.
Most definitely an incredible set. However, this Might of the Colossus might not be as incredible as you think with that Rampage being gone from the early draft. However, one thing of note here is Water Fury is actually opting to not take the Unstoppable, a awakening that is notoriously good against characters like Rasmus and Estelle on the defensive side. They've opted for the Orb Ponderer instead, trying to get more of those ults to lock down this field. which leaves Fiery to pick up that Unstoppable and Zay to pick up a Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is going to be great. The Unstoppable, I'm not sure how important it will be here, but in the face of things like those Mako primaries, perhaps it will give Fiery the extra presence they need to secure some of these barriers. And with Natty getting the prime time to contest that Rapid Fire, that's a lot more defensive pressure that they have. The extra bunts should be able to help keep out. But right now, Fiery is in there. Can't keep him out. But right now, the gold just slips right up to them as they do secure that kill, get that energy off of Zay. But they pay a point as the price. We will have to see whether or not this ends up biting them, as now we go into this point 2 with the energy no longer on Zay and Fiery.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tough situation. They find the KO, but they leave the top of the goal wide open, and the core just drifts up. And Zay and Fiery coming back in. So much corner pressure here, but even better defense coming out from Natty and the entirety of the Cosmic Calamities. Now it is Fiery in a bit of a tough spot, but just elusives out of there with the Oni's Blade, and Water Fury is pushing up quite well, making it difficult for Natty, who does prep the primary very well, but the core slips by regardless, takes the barrier, and that will be the KO found on to Fiery. And the core going over Water Fury's head. The barrier found, but still a barrier remaining, and a melee goalie can defend these quite solidly, but Katone wins the strike war, sends the core forward, burns the flip away, and Cosmic Calamities with an explosive start to this point, looking to convert it into a goal if they can. Katone with the pull back, forgot, passing it back up, but Water Fury is there to defend, and now Zay Forever looking to try and stop the Juno pressure, but Katone still pushing forward. Zay Forever backing up the defense quite well, but Fiery now in a tough spot against the Ensnare Drums, still able to send it away, and Water Fury with enough speed to get it out of there. These Juno Slimes are starting to become a bit of a menace here, as Zay Forever deflects the flip. Another flip comes out from Natty, and will not get caught by the primary this time from Fiery. Katone now on the top side, sending it around the Tofu Fortress. Tough situation for Water Fury, manages to not get caught, but forgot around the log at the last possible moment. It's 1-1.
1-1, but these rounds are taking years off of my life. This is a stressful situation for both sides. Katone on a knife's edge, barely surviving with that HP getting so low. But still, even in that situation, able to have so much presence on this play here as they're trying to drive through 2 people. Forgot picking up some energy that'll help them later down the line in this round. But with Zay on this defense, it seems like it's going to be a little tough to get it through. Water Fury has had a couple times where the core just slips barely around them. They make sounded decisions, but the enemy team just makes a slightly better one. So we'll have to see whether or not that gap keeps widening, or whether or not Water Fury is going to start holding it down exceptionally. But they've only lost 1 barrier so far. They're in a good spot, and almost a kill onto Katone there. Perhaps with the flip it would have been enough, but I believe the drum was in the way. As right now the drums of Natty are in the way of this goal of Fiery. We'll have to see if he can get it through.
Oh, and Fiery manages to convert. It's 2-1 in the favor of Demons. Raw, they're looking to even up this game with 1 more goal. And although the defense has been good from both goalies, Fiery and Zay Forever are finding a lot of pressure, especially onto Natty. The Zentaro abilities against the flip, against the resources, have been so good so far, and Zay and Water Fury having flip means that they have the potential to push forward here, but Forgot helping out on the defense does make it a lot more difficult. A good flip caught by Zay Forever, actually, and Katone dribbling forward around the Tofu Fortress. Katone's been playing so patiently now, and is rewarded with a barrier with a lot of damage on Zay Forever, despite the healing, and a KO could be found soon. The hook does go wide, though, and the orb picked up to regen back. Slowly, Fiery now with the flip available, trying to send it through the center, but deflected away by Natty, but still a barrier earned 1 by 1, and Fiery goes down to the pendulum swing. Katone with a flip available, Natty to the bottom side, but again, the offense kind of stalling from the side of Cosmic Calamities. Oh,
managing to get it through even all of those defensive layers of the Dubu to try to stop that flip. Natty has the flip available, but the Tofu Fortress sending it back at their own net, giving Forgot the opportunity to jump in here, as right now Zay Forever just looking to block some passes, Fiery looking to potentially take this barrier. But you have a lot of characters that can cover open space between this Juno and this Rasmus. The hook tries to come out but doesn't quite connect. We'll have to see if Natty can keep this flip available for the next round, try to even this up and get themselves the win, or whether or not they're going to have to burn it here just like this just to stay alive in this round.
Oh, and forgot Burns flip too in the midfield, doesn't quite catch the core, and now it's getting dire. Zay Forever with the flip will take the barrier. They're looking to close out this set, but a crazy bounce will almost score it. Will put a lot of pressure on Water Fury as Katone tries to hook the core back. Forgot tries to use the slime speed as the slimes come out from to make it rain. Forgot though, still trying to send it up to Katone, and it gets past Water Fury just barely. The sheer core speed, it's 0.5.
Nubu roll, notorious at being a very strange hitbox there. It's just quite not enough. That core speed going a little fast, like you said. But I feel like that may be a theme in this game as if we get closer into these rounds. As the drafts come alive, we could see things like Hot Shot or 1-2 Punch going to this Juno. And if you want to see a core go fast, that's a way to do it. But there's also the worry that Zay could get Monumentalist in these drafts. And with Water Fury, could potentially even get a missile propulsion. There's a lot of things that could be scary in this next draft as we approach it with this net open.
Yeah, and now Forgot to the bottom side. Zay Forever as well. Net's open, they're trying to convert, but a flip by Fiery will press the core forward, but they can't get the barrier yet, and Katone fishes it out. Up to the top side, trying to find an opportunity here with Forgot, who is just dribbling patiently. Slime to try and catch a clear by Zay, a good flip by Natty, but it gets caught up in Fiery's pressure. The Oni's Blade looking like it has so much value here as Katone still keeps it up. Has the flip available. The Slime trying to mind game a little bit as the passing plays go in, and Katone to the bottom side. It's 2-0 and sets in the favor of Cosmic Calamities. And they're looking to make the series 1-1, but they're still a set away.
Katone has the Oni's Blade, or rather, forgive me. Fiery has the Oni's Blade, but it's Katone who is the Oni's Club as they slam down these goals for their team, putting them up 2-0. But here, we don't see the Hot Shot or the 1-2 Punch as pickups here. However, it is Orb Dancer that goes the way of Forgot. We've seen them picking up orbs in the round, so that could be a quick thing for them to rack up. However, extra special on this Dubu is a little scary. That character can lock down a lane very easily, and now they have extra chances to do so. However, with the Chrono Boost taken, that is a dash denial from Fiery. That's going to give them a lot less pressure from the midfield line as they just pick up Stagger here with that Reptile Remedy. A little bit of healing that maybe will come through to help them in certain situations, but you're going to need a lot of help to get past this Tofu Fortress. But they managed to. This defense is really coming to life here, but their health bars could lead to their death very soon.
Yeah, and Forgot's denial, I think, of the orb is very good, I think, recognizing the power that it could have had if it went to Water Fury and a barrier being taken. But as you mentioned, the extra special on Water Fury might just be a win condition here because it is so powerful on the Tofu Fortress, especially on a map like Taiko Temple. And we'll have to see how Water Fury uses it. And right now, still maintaining the barrier. Flips almost available on Katone and Forgot, but Fiery incredibly low. Sending it around Natty though, and making it really tough to defend. The barrier's going down. The top lane blocked by the Tofu Fortress. And Katone forced to be slow with the flip, but KO'd by Zay Forever in the combo right afterwards. This is the win condition for Demons Raw, and they're playing to it. Forgot dropping back to make the save, but his flip will have to be expended soon for the defense. But it's still a tough spot because Fiery is pushing forward with the flip available, and this flip could mean the goal here to the bottom side, and that is 1 point for Demons Raw.
That specialized training just barely not able to kill there. They weren't able to get them out of the way, so they were able to get that flip in and secure it bottom side. But this middle drum has been causing a lot of trouble for the defenses here, as it is this huge obstacle, but even still, both midfielders and goalies have been doing an excellent job finding their way around it, and the forwards finding excellent use of it to either create new angles or create opportunities for themselves and their midfield to catch back up and get into the play. However, right now, Water Fury has this flip available. This could be a huge point of contention for this defense, as right now Fiery is getting really low. The Tofu Fortress comes out, but a flip comes out from Katone, getting a quick kill on to Zay Forever. That's going to be a lot of energy down the drain here. Fiery's looking potentially next, as they and Forgot both have a lot of energy here. Flips available. However, the flip is used to kill Katone here, as it just seems like these flips are being used for kills rather than goals, and honestly, on a map this small, sometimes that's just the nature of the beast. As right now, 2v3 power play, we'll have to see if Zay Forever is next with this low health bar, or whether or not the healing from now will be able to protect them.
Tone, though, on the dribbling play, but loses control of the core for a moment. The core accelerating now in overtime. Trying to find an opportunity to get a shot in the open net here as Natty sends it below Katone. But another good Tofu Fortress will halt the play. Forgot with the slime, sends it forward yet again, but easy saves for Water Fury. The core going in a straight line. Katone now on the top side trying to win a strike war, and a KO found against Fiery, and that KO could be crucial here, but Zay Forever is blocking all of the potential passes with all of this core speed. Another Tofu Fortress will stall it enough to end the power play. Just a missed opportunity, but Katone in the waning power play at the very end will find the flip, will find the goal, and Cosmic Calamities don't want this game to go on any longer. They want to win this set.
It seems like not a single opportunity is slipping by them, especially Katone finding goals where just in the perfect position, ready to strike with that flip, just like the previous round. However, it's Forgotten and Natty who are looking to potentially flip, but both do. That's going to be a lot of resources burned just for a single clear. Right now, Water Fury having to burn one of their own. Natty using that secondary to get the high speed on the core. Great awareness there, but that is going to be a tool down. As right now this Tofu Fortress comes out, it feels like that thing is on no cooldown with how often Water Fury is using it. Plus, they're always in an amazing position. They know to walk up, they know when to put it down and where to place it. These ults by Water Fury have just been fantastic, and when so many of them are happening, even though these rounds are in the favor of Cosmic Calamities right now, the gameplay could go either way.
Yeah, and right there, a great hold by Cosmic Calamities and a good flip to bounce it around Water Fury, but they still need to convert the Cosmic Calamities in a tough spot in the open net, and Zay Forever with the flip available. They need to play keep away here, and they manage to keep away from the Oni's blade. Katone now almost with the flip available. A flip from Zay Forever to the bottom side. Fiery has a flip available, but so does Natty, who sends it away. One pass from Forgot to Katone could finish the job here, but they can't do it yet. A good hook from Katone. Won't even need the flip. They find the goal. Maintaining the flip. They're one goal away from taking us to game 3.
The hooks have been exceptional. It seems like they've always been in that spot and getting the hook exactly when they need to. That has been very exceptional by them, and there they show it once more. However, I feel like we've seen this sequence before where it gets stuck in this top corner. Water Fury walks up, presses the ult, and the pressure is on. However, even though they're on the defense, it is Fiery who goes down. The pressure's on them just to stay alive, and it seems like they cannot do so. Zay has the flip, recognizes the hook is coming, blocks that out. Great spacing by them and situational awareness, but now with Fiery back, it's difficult to make the most of this unstoppable when there's Juno Slimes everywhere and things like those Mako primaries that can just snipe you from. But the ultimate just slips right past it. 2 barriers are alive. This net is open. The flips are available. We'll just have to see whether or not Zay can make the most of it.
Yeah, but Zay might not even get the chance because Katone and Forgot are approaching. A flip from Water Fury in the midfield, but it goes around the world.
No.
It goes right around the flip of Zay, and that's the game. That is Cosmic Calamities tying it up. They make the craziest hold of all time on the top side, and they do not let the game slip.
That defense was unflinching, and just as I say how good Water Fury's walk-ups have been, unfortunately there, it puts them just out of reach to save that, and Zay, recognizing the situation, even tries to walk back with the flip, but is just out of reach. However, while that one slip-up did cost them the game, we will be going to a Game 3 here. And with the way these players are playing, I really think it could go either way. We saw Demon's Raw with a great performance the first game, but now Cosmic Calamities is coming to life and trying to end the lives of this enemy team with so many KOs on Kotone. 7 there. Not even any like cheese kills off of the middle drum, just raw gameplay. Recognizing this person is low, let's eliminate them and make sure that the energy is not in their favor. With a catalyst start like that, you have to keep that under control, and they did an excellent job there.
Yeah, and the defense from Cosmic Calamities in particular, especially on that last point, they were holding forever. They did not let that barrier go and converted immediately. Really something to be said, but what a grueling 2 games of Omega Strikers. The third one will also be a bit of a challenge. It's on Atlas Labs, so we're probably going to see something a little different, but those are 2 of the most like tiring games I've seen in Omega Strikers.
And this is just the first week. Imagine how much better these players are going to get, how much better their plays are going to become. If these games keep up like this, we could see an amazing season ahead of us. However, what we have in front of us is this next game, Atlas Lab, a map where if Kotone is getting kills like that, this could be another map where they're able to keep up that pressure and keep up the kills. However, with Juno being the pick in that previous map, I think we might see gravitate towards something maybe like an Aimee or maybe something like that as Stelligan for this map, where unless you're fully committed to that damage, having something like that where you can start chipping out the enemy while your forward is applying that pressure could be really great for them. But until we see that draft come to life, we'll just have to see what the picks are.
Yeah, we have to see what they do here. It's Atlas Lab, and we're definitely going to see a lot more damage. But I think the big question is the goalie picks, because we've seen the melee goalies, we've seen the Kai, but these goalie pools have been pretty similar so far. I'm not quite sure.
It's tough to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like they can perform on just about anything they pick. So no matter what they pick, I mean, I doubt that it will be a poor performance, especially from these players. But that'll drastically change how the game plays out. Where when you have something like Natty on that Kai goalie, where they can run up and put on a ton of pressure, that could be very drastically different from something like a Dubu goalie, where you want to bunker down more and can patrol those lanes. But with damage being the question, we'll have to see whether or not a full-on damage comp is coming out here, or whether or not we'll see more games like the previous ones where damage is more of an afterthought, but certainly there along with the kills.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. We're going to get into the character select very shortly. I think the links are being sent in now, and yo. Okay, well, our time is being a little wasted because people are talking for fun.
The yapper.
Yeah, they might be joking with the ref a little bit.
I see.
But we'll get it started in very, very shortly. I don't know, any predictions for Awakenings? There's something like, you know how like true randomness is funny because it doesn't seem random,
right? You might get heads twice in a row and say, is it truly random? Well, you got heads twice. It was a 50-50 both times, but when that happens multiple times, it can be a little hard to say whether or not it's random. We've seen a lot of Catalyst, and I think we've even seen Rampage more than once, I want to say. Not necessarily in this series, but just over the course of the day. So it is a little difficult to tell what we will see coming up. However, one thing that I would be interested to see is perhaps either something like a Timeless Creator, or maybe even a like a Deadeye start, where a very polarizing awakening could arise and make those team comps warp around them, as opposed to something more generic like a Reverberation and maybe a, I don't know, Reverberation bulk up. I don't think you can have two from the same category
bang
pop up. Oh,
well
you said bang?
well, the pick band's appearing on your screen now.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll get to say for sure what they are with Primetime and Aerials. I feel like we've seen this Aerials one before. I feel like this is a bit of a awakening that we've seen. We saw the Estelle and the Kai come out and make great use of that. However, Primetime is an awakening that is definitely notable in this game, where there are so many characters that can make great use of that, especially if we continue to see the Kazan get picked, where that character, Crooked Leverage, crooked is a good word for that ability. So if something like that gets to keep popping up in these rounds, we'll really get to see whether or not they can make the most of this Primetime, or whether or not something like that will get banned out. And we'll have to see something like the Rasmus, where Primetime is certainly good on that character, but it's not as polarizing as, say, a Aerials on an Estelle, or even an Aimee that we could see come out here.
Yeah, a lot of different possibilities here. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, the Primetime and Arrow is a little spooky. Pretty good awakenings on quite a wide array of different characters, I think. Every character in the game benefits from one or the other or both, and we're seeing the Asher and the Mako ban here. Probably going to see, oh, it's an Aimi first pick from Demons, actually. This is an interesting one because I really didn't expect that. I expected a melee goalie to come in, but I guess with this start, they're going all in on the ranged abilities.
Well, perhaps this could also be a deny from Forgot. I know that they do have an Aimi. And so, well, we've seen them pick up the Estelle in the past. Maybe this is them trying to deny comfort pick, but Kai and Rasmus. I have to imagine this is the Kai goalie once more and the Rasmus forward. However, that would leave the midfield pick for Forgot wide open, but at the end of the draft, we'll have to see how they respond to the enemy team's picks, as this Aimi could be midfield or even could potentially be an eject button goalie. However, with Water Fury being the goalie, I don't think they have a particular history with Aimi. I could be wrong on that. So I believe that this is the midfield pick. So with this pick 4 and 5 coming through, I believe we might see a melee goalie like you were mentioning, and then potentially a forward pick that can either make the use of this aerials like a Zentaro just to get a quick dash awakening at the start and not have to worry about it, or maybe something that can really use that prime time like Kazan. And here we see Kazan and Estelle. If there were two characters to make use of these starting awakenings, I think these two might be the ones I'm scared of the most from this team.
Yeah, that is the Water Fury Aimi here. And we are seeing... is that the Forgot Luna midfield?
Oh. Interesting. Shades of Leo Leon 500 from earlier today.
Yeah, and I think that additional damage might make a bit of a difference here, of course, with the Rasmus. Very good at confirming KOs. Not the most high damage character in a vacuum, but very good at making sure people go down. But I can't say I'm very confident in this Luna midfield. I'm not... It's going to have to prove itself here. Cosmic Calamities versus Demons RAAAAHH in this matchup.
Potentially some question marks, but at the same time, Atlas Lab, one of those maps where Luna can really put a chokehold on the enemy team. But with Primetime, I assume being the pick for that character, that while it is more rockets, it's also less damage on those rockets when they do connect, which can make some of those dash punch kills a little inconsistent. So we'll have to see how they work around that and make the most of it, and whether or not they make the most of the black hole damage to really expedite these kills with things like the Crater Maker, or whether or not the Kai and Rasmus aren't going to be able to pump out enough damage to really support that Luna pick and really make the most of the damage that's coming out. But we are getting into this game 3 on Atlas Lab, and if we have another slugfest ahead of us, we could be in for a wild ride.
We definitely are, as we're bound to see more KOs than previously. Of course, both goalies on less hold it down goalies, but in the first game we saw Natty put up an incredible performance on the Kai, so I'm very confident in that. A lot of question marks on Water Fury here. How well can he hold? And a lot of question marks on Forgot Luna here, so we'll have to see how it goes. And so far, Natty's just getting in there. I mean, Natty just got a barrier, and it is looking like Cosmic Calamities are very happy with the state of affairs. Natty on the Kai being proactive, and Katone on the Comfort Rasmus.
Natty definitely a player who can get in there just like this with that Giga Blast, able to secure that barrier. But perhaps that additional running up ability will make up for the times where Luna is perhaps on a cooldown with that dash on that rocket. It will give them the opportunity to have more midfield presence and allow them to secure these barriers. With the sentry turret coming down, Zay Forever in a position to help, but almost gets the dribble back to Katone. No barrier scored yet, no goal scored yet rather. But with the orbs coming out, they are not going to Fiery, and when Fiery is that low, that is a potential kill that we could see coming soon from Katone.
You have really good possession, though, from the side of Cosmic Calamities, making sure that it's really difficult for Demons RAAAAHH to get anything started. And Katone with a brilliant shot to mix up Water Fury. Everyone thought he was shooting down in the game, and, well, gets it right between Zay and Water Fury, 1-0. And Cosmic Calamities, they look so good here that things will have to change very seriously for Demons RAAAAHH to get back in. I just don't see them not looking as good here unless Demon's RAAAAHH find something completely different, maybe find a big draft win, because right now it is all Natty and Forgot on the defense. They managed to defend the flip away, and despite a flip being traded away there, it is just constant damage on Zay Forever. If they focus the damage here, that could be huge as Katone gets the trade on the barrier. A lot of abilities used, but it is Katone who comes away with the win, and Natty with the barrage. But in the end, it is Fiery who takes the barrier here, a pull into a strike, and a weird dribble by Natty. That's not the place where you want to strike. It misses the corner, and it's 1-1.
Long rounds coming, but Fiery with a great topspin there to make the most out of the unfortunate angle by Natty, making sure that they can make that mistake into an opportunity for themselves. As right now, the energy was looking good last set, and now the only one who's really terribly high on energy are Fiery and Water Fury. Katone looking a little low. That could potentially be a ton of damage going to them, but Fiery once more going down in the Sad Boys angle, going quite around the barrier there. Not quite able to confirm a point, but Forgot looking for a quick kill. And even with the help of Katone, they're just not able to secure quite yet on Fiery. However, Forgot's looking like they might be the next one on the chopping block as we play a little bit of a game of chicken here to see which one's going to step towards the ledge first to get the opportunity to get the kill on the other, as Zay and Water Fury hold it down against Katone. But Katone holding great possession here even when their teammate is going down. But now with their health bar going down as well, a lot of resources burned to keep the pressure on them. We'll have to see whether or not those resources come back to bite them, as they do have this 2v3 power play, but it's just ended, and without those resources that could have been used to secure a barrier, now their player is down, and this defense is going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, Katone now with the dribbles, looking for an opportunity to get a shot. Dribble off the center as well, but doesn't manage to win the strike war to convert it into a goal. But Katone, pendulum swing while going off the field. What a goal from Katone. 2-1 up our Cosmic Calamities, and that is a very confident point.
Fadeaway shot is always a bit of a spectacle, especially with how knockback can be in this game sometimes. However, the black hole, I like the use of the black hole that the players are using. Katone there previously trying to use it to dribble to themselves or create a situation where they had a strike war advantage just to give them more options. And they're just clearing it out, just as they cleared out both of these barriers. Water Fury just not in position to pick that up. The sentry turret doesn't last long enough. And Katone able to score a quick point and get themselves ahead in this draft as Natty, MVP of this round according to XP. We'll have to see what they pick up here. But with a lot of options available, my first guess is Catalyst, but we'll have to see what they pick up here.
Yeah, it's almost definitely Catalyst. What? They're passing something down. I think they're trying to... No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know what they were trying to do there. I feel like this is just a big blunder, giving Catalyst over. I know, I guess to deny against Estelle, but is it really? Like, is that worth it? Zay Forever still gets Missile Prop for the Crystal Thorns, and Natty could have gotten Catalyst, could have had extra energy here, getting hit by Kazan, and moving up with the barrage as well. I feel like Cosmic Calamities kind of overthought that draft there. I feel like the easy answer was the right answer, but Katone still has the speed, still has the presence, and is still pushing forward for the barriers.
Perhaps there was a world where they were trying to pass down Missile Propulsion or Twin Drive to Forgot, make sure that although they were on a weaker midfield pick, they still had the options available to them. But giving Catalyst away against Kai is a scary situation, because that barrage is just a ton of energy for free onto the person being barraged. It's on the goalie here, and Fiery's putting a barrage into their net, scoring a quick point with the top spin. But with that Catalyst going away, that feels like you said, a bit of a blunder here, especially with Fiery picking up that Might of the Colossus. That size, definitely insane on that character. I forgot getting a little bit of extra damage, but I feel like the power from that bulk up that they're getting is just making up for the prime time. But right now, the prime time is the show that this team is putting on Demon's RAAAAHH on an onslaught on this offense. Got two quick barriers, and now with the gate open, one to defend with, this is looking pretty good for them all of a sudden.
Yeah, but Katone still confidently playing, gets it past Water Fury on the brink of death, but doesn't care, has scored from this situation before, and will do so again, doesn't get taken out. But honestly, with some meter. He'd rather not. It's 1-1, and this Rasmus is performing. Natty has meter, and we've seen Natty be proactive on the offense as well. So I think Demon's RAAAAHH got to watch out, especially on this point, because even if Forgot whiffs a dash or two, it is still Katone and Natty still finding the presence, and Forgot, of course, with the damage pressure potentially burning some flips here, but not managing to do so. A good flip to find a barrier on the other side. Katone, though, getting chipped out, taking a lot of damage here, and could fall soon. Same with Natty, getting confirmed by the top spin, and now Forgot in a tough spot on the defense, but the former goalie will have a good time defending. Manages to get the clears. Zay Forever and Fiery getting a little impatient here, and getting outplayed by a single Luna.
That single Luna is not just a Luna, that is Forgot, a player that must be known. However, Fiery is trying to get to know them at the side of the arena, trying to get that quick kill, but them picking up an orb, a barrier is traded in the process. They don't even get the orb, they have to come back to defend because Fiery is just putting out that much pressure onto the goalie, but Forgot is pressured, but Katone is the one winning the interaction here, getting that goal for their team. Forgot on death's door, but Katone slams it shut.
Awkward spot there. Katone's been converting basically solo, and that is like the 5th time the core has gone around the barriers. I've never seen it do that so many times in a single game, and this game's not even over yet. It's not even close to over at the moment. We're still in the second set as Zay Forever and Fiery trying to convert onto barrier. They do manage to get it, but Zay with a flip available could be the one to take it here, but a flip used on the defense, and the barrier will probably go down regardless. Katone pushing up, almost taken out, but almost is not enough as Natty needs to run all the way back, but pushed up a bit too far. Even the eject button was too far up to catch that core. It's at 0.5, and Cosmic Calamities really don't want this one to slip away from them.
Bit of a walk of shame there, but if you're Demon's RAAAAHH, this is the situation you want to be in. Oh my goodness, it just keeps happening. But perhaps this is the effect of that Oni Village game earlier, where it was an exhausting game. You get into Taiko, another exhausting game, like you said. And now that we are in this third one, perhaps the angles aren't as precise. The plays are good, but perhaps the execution is where we are lacking here, just because we're so exhausted from all of these games that honestly have been so close and looked so good. But right now the offense is looking good as Forgot is trying to make something happen with this high energy available. But Water Fury and Zay have their own energy to contest with, and now Fiery on the offense. Katone has been doing a lot of soloing on the offense, but here they even come back for the defense. But with that health low, Natty's on the move.
Yeah, Natty's a flip available, doesn't choose to use it there, but maybe should have chose to do so because Forgot now with the flip burned in the midfield, and Natty has a flip, doesn't choose to use it still. Natty's holding on for dear life, but they don't even need the flip. It's Forgot in the top side, doesn't need the meter, just sends it around absolutely everybody. What a play by Forgot, and that is another set on the board for Cosmic Calamities.
That is a huge set. Being up 2-0 in a situation like this is so good for you, because now, even though you don't necessarily have something that is the craziest thing to pick up here, the primetime was not actually the starting awakening on Katone, it was the aerial, so we won't see the primetime rapid fire. But Might of the Colossus with Rampage could be another story where this could be very scary. The extra special denial from Luna is good, the KO belt looking fine. Chrono Boost, a great pickup, something you always want to see on Kai, you want to be space gliding around. But then this heavy impact pickup, certainly not bad either. A lot of ways to get that cooldown refund with the multiple hits, especially when Water Fury's been playing so well on these offenses, getting up there with the eject button. We'll just have to see how much they can make the most of it and which team makes the most of the awakenings they've gotten. There is just no way that it keeps happening. These players are perfectly sending it around the barrier as if it was their job. They are being paid to do this, perhaps in another lifeline. But right now, both barriers available bottom side. We'll have to see if that piercing shot can help come through, or whether or not Water Fury is going to make a move here.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I think Cosmic Calamities kinda won that draft. They got a prize fighter on Forgot. They got Chrono Boost on Natty, most importantly. On the eject button, Kai goalie, who can just get in there, has so much speed to work with. Eject button runs out, but you don't care because Forgot and Katone are providing so much pressure, so much patience. But Zay will send it around this time. Natty now to the bottom side. Interrupted by a glitch pop, but for how much longer? The flip has to be used in the midfield. Natty with a great save, timing it against Fiery perfectly. A pass to Forgot. Zay interrupting. And Zay interrupting again, but again and again, it is Forgot who sends it forward. Water Fury, who is incredibly low, not taken out yet, but taking so much chip. And Natty will use the flip to not lose the barrier. Fiery trying to convert here to the bottom side, but Natty will still save it away. A good hook by Katone. And Zay forever. The Rose Warp's on point, doesn't matter. Still a core flip through, and Forgot somehow survives. Takes out Water Fury while being on the brink of death, and will try to tap it in. Will do so, just barely. Forgot again, a clutch goal.
That prize fighter and the bulk up in overtime, enough to spark the core there. A great goal and a great positioning. It was one way or the other. Somebody was going to die in that exchange, and Forgot got the better of them, securing that kill and the goal for their team, putting them at a great advantage here. You're already up 2 sets, and now you're up a goal. This is a scary situation for the Demons Raw roster. We will have to see how they bring this back around. With Fiery being low HP, the Firewall Sentry has to come out just to keep this offense alive, but Fiery is on the way out, but they get 2 barriers. We'll have to see whether or not that exchange is worth it, or whether or not Fiery can keep alive here in the face of Katone, who has been showing an excellent ability to secure kills.
Yeah, and now Forgot once again on the top side, threatening the barrier. Katone, what is it about Cosmic Calamities? And on the brink of death, being able to find these shots. Another one from Forgot near the wall. A rocket snipe on the clear from Water Fury. They're 1 goal away.
I said it before, I'll say it again. This is not just a midfield Luna. This is Forgot himself. And he is making his move in this game right now. As this bottom barrier goes down, we see them on this defense getting it out in that top pocket. That barrier looked like it was guaranteed to go down, but they got another chance. However, Katone is making a chance on this offense as they try to get the second and fail to do so, but the defense was exceptional by Water Fury and Zayas. Now they both have a flip available, and with Katone being so low, Natty comes up seemingly out of nowhere to try to secure that, but Fiery keeping himself alive, keeping the play alive on that offense, even at the face of death, sitting in the perfect position to score when the opportunity arises. However, we see a lane swap happen here as Fiery, very low HP, trying to avoid the Luna dash as the taxi cab comes in. He did not hail that one, as now they try to get away, but it is Katone who bites the dust here. A quick kill there could be a quick opportunity here to even this up.
Yeah, and once again Forgot with the core speed. Natty with the flip available, trying to send it forward. And Zay and Fiery on the wrong side of the world here, as Forgot on the 1v1 with Water Fury for a moment. Katone in to help as well. A bit of an awkward place as both players miss the core. Forgot with the patience though, waits out every single ability. A pass up from Natty, has the flip available just in case. But Fiery trying to get the better of them this time. Katone now on the bottom side. Forgot dangerously low. But Natty just dribbling patiently. A pass to Katone. All it takes is 1 shot to end the game here. And they want to be patient. They want to use this flip to the maximum ability here. Just 1 pass to Katone. 1 shot from Natty with the flip. All it takes. But once again, it'll just be used on the defense. Katone now in position. A strike. A pendulum swing. Not enough. The Giga Blast not quite enough either. But Forgot with the rocket once again, putting so much pressure onto Water Fury with the strikes in overtime with so much core speed. But it doesn't matter still because Fiery is pushing up as well. The lingering hitbox, the strike war win by Natty and Forgot, getting it out of there, still maintaining the barrier. And Zay forever with the Crystal Thorns will secure it. But still an open net, still an opportunity for Katone, opportunity for Forgot, a rocket, and Water Fury doesn't strike. That's it. That's Cosmic Calamities.
Deer in the headlights among everything that happened at the end of that round. It slips right in. Forgot putting on an excellent performance that game, but that's not how you want that game to end. This happy ending is caused by a bit of a misfortunate situation. However, it is a happy ending for the side of Cosmic Calamities nonetheless. Looking at these stat pages, not as many KOs as we would have expected, it being an Atlas Lab game where damage can kind of come to life. Forgot was a bit shut out there as far as the damage awakenings, it felt like, but even with that bulk up and the prize fighter, they were able to make do. But that said, this Demons Raw roster was looking good.
Yeah, they were looking incredibly solid, especially in the first game, and the second made it incredibly close, incredibly scary for Cosmic Calamities here. I think they could be proud of themselves, but of course they would have preferred to win. But the #1 surprise, of course, is Natty. Not really a surprise, but the #1 most impressive player in this game. Natty was performing past expectations, and people had high expectations after their confidence in the previous tournament. So, also, the Forgot Luna. The Forgot Luna is real, I guess. The positioned very well. Had the rockets. Just a solid pick, it seems.